What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Premier League prediction video. Before I do crack on with today's video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below, including your score predictions for Premier League matchday number 23. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. So, looking at Premier League matchday number 22, which took place midweek, we're going to go through my predictions from last time, and then we'll crack on with this matchday's predictions after that. So, we're going to start with the Tuesday night games. Didn't do too brilliant on Tuesday night. I had a 2-0 win for Arsenal away at Nottingham Forest. It finished 2-1, wasn't too far away, but the others, not too great. I had a narrow Fulham victory against Everton by 2-1. That finished 0-0. I had a Brighton away win at Luton Town by 3-1. Finished 4-0 Luton Town. Result of the midweek, in my opinion, that from Luton Town. Outstanding performance, outstanding result, outstanding win, and potentially they're looking the best out of the three newly promoted teams from last season of staying in the Premier League as far as I'm concerned. That is a brilliant victory for them, so kudos to them. I had a 1-1 draw between Palace and Sheffield United. It was a pretty close, narrow game. Finished 3-2 to Crystal Palace. And then Aston Villa, Newcastle, couldn't decide between them, so I went with a 1-1. I thought Villa may drop some points there. They did. They lost that game by 3-1, and that's Villa Park. Amazing form that they've got all of a sudden. Aston Villa just slowly been sliding down the table. Second comes third, third comes fourth, now finding themselves fifth in the Premier League. So yeah, one correct result, no correct scores, and 4 incorrect there on Tuesday. Better on Wednesday, though. I had a 3-0 victory for Manchester City against Burnley. Burnley got a consolation goal in the 92nd minute, because I was very close to getting that prediction, so that finished 3-1. I had a 2-1 victory for Spurs. That finished 3-2 at home against Brentford in an entertaining game in North London. And I did have a Liverpool victory at home against Chelsea by 2-0. That finished 4-1, which means we go in over Tuesday and Wednesday with 4 correct results and 4 incorrect with no correct scores. And then on to Thursday. Not had a great Thursday, so both of them incorrect. I had a 2-0 victory for West Ham at home against Bournemouth. Finished 1-1. Good point that for Bournemouth. Perhaps could have had 3 points. Disastrous debut for Calvin Phillips. And finally, Wolves against Manchester United. Wolves have been in good form. Thought they'd have beaten Man United because, quite frankly, I don't think they're that good. And they showed massive cracks in that game, yet Man United still managed to grind out and come out with a victory, even after conceding in added time in the 92nd minute with a Pedro Neto goal for an equaliser for 3-3, and Mainu goes up the other end and wins it for Manchester United, winning by 4-3, and I had that one down as a 2-1 victory for Wolves. So as I said, 4 correct results, 6 incorrect with no correct scores, means I'm grading myself just a 1 out of 10 from Premier League matchday number 22. That's in the past. We're going to talk about matchday number 23 now. We're going to start off with the Saturday games. Early kickoff, you've got Everton taking on Tottenham Hotspur at Goodison Park in the 12:30 kickoff, live on TNT Sports here in the UK, and I'm going for a Spurs victory. Everton just don't seem to be getting going, really, and they're not grinding out results. They're picking up losses. They're looking through a lack of confidence. They're looking just not very good, and I think Spurs are going to win that game. So I'm going for a narrow victory there for Tottenham Hotspur by 1-0. You've got 3 p.m. kickoffs in the UK, starting off with Brighton taking on Crystal Palace, and I'm going for a 2-1 victory for Brighton against Palace at the Amex Stadium. I see Brighton bouncing back and getting back to winning ways, so I'm going for them to pick up the 3 points there in a narrow game in what is a derby. There we go. You've also got Burnley taking on Fulham. Huge game for Burnley, considering they've got Liverpool away, Arsenal at home as their next 2 Premier League games after this game, and they did lose to Manchester City midweek away from home by 3-1. To me, I regard this as a must-win game for Burnley if they do want to stay in the Premier League. And I don't think they're going to win the game. I'm going for a 2-1 away win for Fulham there. And more pressure being piled onto Vincent Kompany. And in the final 3 p.m. game, you've got Newcastle United taking on Luton Town. And I don't think any of us would be surprised. Luton, they've been grinding and working hard. Maybe they're going to take something at St James's Park. I don't think that they're going to, but it wouldn't surprise me if they took a point there. I'm going for a 2-0 victory for Newcastle, as I think that's the safe thing to do. If I wanted an outside bet, though, I think Luton potentially could take something off Newcastle. Underestimate Luton at any team's peril as far as I'm concerned. Now, moving on to the final game on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. GMT live on Sky Sports. You've got Sheffield United taking on Aston Villa. Big game that for both teams. Sheffield United in the same position as Burnley, needing 3 points, needing wins. Aston Villa, if they want to get top 4 football, they need to win, because otherwise I can see them being on a slippery slope down the Premier League table. And as I said, going from second to third, third to fourth, fourth to fifth. Fifth can easily become sixth, sixth can become seventh, and all of a sudden you find yourself competing for a Europa League spot or a Europa Conference League spot, when realistically, when we look in December at the halfway stage, Aston Villa were looking very good. I think talking of the Premier League titles a little bit too early, halfway through the season, but certainly if Tottenham Hotspur's name was being put out there, then Villa's name needed putting out there, and I thought Aston Villa would look good if they could continue that home form to make the top 4 at the very least. And at the moment, they need to try and get back to winning ways, because it's difficult to grind out results when things aren't going your way. And as I said, if the results don't come, they will slide down the table, and from the position that they were in, it shouldn't be happening. And it's a different expectation and pressure on Aston Villa now. It's all fine and well when you're winning games and you are the underdog, but when you're losing games and you're sliding down the table, and all of a sudden what has been an absolutely amazing season becomes a good season, leaves disappointment there. So to me, it's a massive game that. I think Aston Villa win, and I'm going for a 3-1 victory, and more pressure being put onto Sheffield United and Chris Wilder's men as well. You've got 4 games taking place on Sunday. Starting off with the 2 p.m. games, you've got AFC Bournemouth taking on Nottingham Forest. I think Bournemouth are going to win that game, and I think Nottingham Forest could be in a little bit of bother, going for a 2-1 victory for AFC Bournemouth. You've got Chelsea taking on Wolves. Chelsea, Wolves, both teams could be a little bit unpredictable, so I sat on the fence and gone with a 1-1. I don't know what's going to happen in that game. And you've also got Manchester United taking on West Ham United at 2 p.m. live on Sky Sports. And I can see Manchester United just slowly starting to build themselves up. And Erik ten Hag really needs that run of form. He needs to get them results. He needs to try and climb Manchester United up further up the table, because I can imagine United are probably going to stick with ten Hag until at least towards the end of the season, maybe until the end of the season, and make a decision on his future from then. And so if that is the case and Ten Hag is given the time, realistically, he needs to be getting Manchester United further up that table and trying to compete for a top 4 spot. All the way you're going to get that is through a run of form and winning 4, 5, 6 games in a row. And I think United are going to win this game at home against West Ham. I'm going for a 2-1 victory for Manchester United, but I would love, being a City fan, to see West Ham take something from that game at Old Trafford, and to be honest, I wouldn't rule it out. Finally, game of the weekend. It's huge. It's, to me, the second biggest game of the season. The biggest game you've got coming up is in March at Anfield. That's just a straight-up title decider between Liverpool and Manchester City. So you've got Arsenal taking on Liverpool, and to me, it's huge, because Arsenal lose this game, I don't think they're going to be competing for the Premier League title. I think they need to be thinking about top 4 football. I think they go too far behind Liverpool. I don't see Liverpool dropping that many points, and considering Arsenal have lost a game, it's very much a 6-pointer. You know, Arsenal lose that game, Liverpool win, all of a sudden it just stretches that gap away, and it becomes absolutely massive. So to me, it's a must-win game for Arsenal. It's a must-not-lose game for Liverpool. They won't want to give Arsenal any kind of advantage, and also, probably more importantly, they don't want to drop points here and give Manchester City the advantage. Manchester City are the team that have got that run of form going right now. They are heading into the business end of the season, where you do see the very best out of Manchester City, and Manchester City have been here, done that, worn the t-shirt. We've seen a couple of Liverpool and Manchester City title races. City have come out both times on top, so that means it puts all the pressure onto Liverpool, and I feel like a well-timed Jurgen Klopp leaving at the end of the season may just be that spur of motivation to just try and get it over the line, to try and finally get that Premier League title in front of all the fans throughout the whole season, and leave a little bit of a legacy there for Liverpool. So it's a huge game, that, and I can see it being a repeat of the FA Cup game that they played in the 3rd round. I think Liverpool win that game. I think Arsenal are out the title race this weekend. I'm going for a 2-1 victory for Liverpool, and you are seeing a Liverpool Manchester City title race. That moves us nicely on to the Monday night game, 8 p.m. kickoff live on Sky Sports. That Liverpool game, by the way, 4:30 p.m. Kickoff time GMT on Sunday live on Sky Sports in the UK. The Brentford game, they did the double over Manchester City last season. They've got Ivan Toney back. They've got every reason to be confident heading into that game. They did lose against Spurs after being in a very good position. They're a good team, Brentford. Maybe not meeting their expectations so far this season in the league table. Maybe reflects that. Won't be an easy game for Manchester City, but this is a juggernaut Manchester City team that seems to be going from strength to strength. De Bruyne back, Erling Haaland back as well. How do Brentford stop Manchester City? And quite frankly, I don't see them stopping Man City in this game, and I'm going for a big 3 points for Pep Guardiola's men and a 3-1 victory there for Manchester City once more. But again, no clean sheet. So there we go. That has been my Premier League predictions for Premier League match day number 23. Do get your predictions in the comments below. Also, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. Do subscribe. It is free to subscribe. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. We've got plenty more football, Premier League and Manchester City content for you guys to look forward to. So please do subscribe if you haven't already. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, and I'll see you all again real soon for the next video. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.